Wagner impressive, 17-6, 10-2 in the league. Starters brought to us by Geico. Ikenna Nduba, terrific point guard for Bryant. Hunter Ware is a shooter. Adam Grant, we talked about. Brandon Carroll is a young guy, redshirt freshman. Chase Freeman just into the starting lineup, and they are perfect with him as a starter, 6-0. Ramon Saunders, a scorer. A.J. Sumbry, a shot blocker for Wagner. And Cap, I know you love JoJo Cooper, the senior out of Wilmington, Delaware.
He's a winning player, Dave, that's for sure. You can do that's all the things that help you win games, and here he is with the ball right now. Nope, gave it up.
Wagner at home in white. This is Freeman running the point for now. Devin Liggins. Cooper feeding Sumbry. Rejected by Carroll.
What quick elevation for that rejection by Brandon Carroll, the young freshman. The defense by Freeman that time, denying that DHO to dribble handoff. That boy, Wagner just gets into you. Just make you uncomfortable the whole game long, Dave.
They got that nagging defense.
Yes, that mother-in-law defense.
3 on the way, and Brandon Carroll is fouled shooting the 3. Showing some defense down the other end.
Yeah, he sure is. And, you know, A.J. Sumbry can block shots, but so can this guy, Brandon Carroll. Young freshman getting a lot of good minutes this year for development. And here he is on the free throw line.
Forced into the starting lineup because Bryant has been beset by injuries. Tim O'Shea, their head coach, said it's his worst year ever. He's a 17th year head coach, 10th year at Bryant, former star player at BC, and he said, listen, everybody's gotten hurt. Sebastian Towns is not playing tonight, still out with a hamstring injury. Taylor McHugh is out with an ankle injury tonight for Tim O'Shea.
But opportunities present themselves, and a guy like Brandon Carroll's made the most of it this year. He's going to come on. He's got the look of a really talented player.
Tim O'Shea said he's a raw guy. We kind of found him on the summer camp circuit, high-level athlete, and we figured we could coach him into a good NEC player, and that is his trajectory right now. Saunders for 3.
Nice delivery by Devin Liggins, and now they're going to put some full-court pressure. The thing about Wagner, they guard you hard, and then they back it up with some really good deep shooting. A lot of guys at upper 30s and 40% from three-point land.
That's really the difference with Wagner this year. They've always been good defensively, but now they can shoot.
Good call.
Friendly roll here on the road for Nduba.
Sure was. Shooter's touch. Bryant's going to have to make a lot of threes to be in this game. Let's be honest. They got a lot of shooters on the floor. They're going to have to make them also.
They're decent collectively, 34%, 6th in the league. Cooper on the move. Freeman just throws it up for grabs. Hunter Ware, Euro step, tipped in by Carroll.
Excellent job running the floor, staying with it. Now, Bryant's got to get off to a decent start to feel good about themselves. This is going to be a tough environment to play here at the Spiro Center and Wagner's campus. It's a great home court. Reason why Wagner's undefeated here.
Cooper got it.
So many positive things to say about that guy. But throughout his entire 4-year career, this is the side of the floor that's really impressed me. His ability to just be a physical, on-ball defender.
2 Defensive Player of the Year candidates. One is Sumbry, who blocked that shot, and the other is JoJo Cooper for Wagner. Liggins traveled. Seen some shot blocking already.
Yeah, there's some rejection going on right now. No doubt about it. And here's Sumbry just kind of timing it right. And you said he's the #1 shot blocker in the Northeast Conference. Really up there nationally. He does a really good job. It's an enforcer on the interior.
Never like to see that much rejection close to Valentine's Day.
Give me some flashbacks in my Staten Island days. Thank you.
Along with former Wagner coach Tim Capstraw and Paul Dottino. Dave Hopkin with you.
They're hard to get, but you can't get by Cooper. Then they can switch. They got a lot of different guys can switch every position. The shot clock's going to wind down.
Jumper goes for Carroll, who's putting on a show.
Yeah, how about him? What a start. Got a nice looking stroke. Great tight rotation.
5 early points for the Bryant Bulldogs. Out of Brewster, New York, and Iona Prep, Brandon Carroll.
Yeah, he was a walk-on his first year.
Freeman almost lost it. Saunders.
He's kind of cleaned it up, right? That's what Wagner does. They get a lot of garbage baskets because they're just hustle and they compete all over the floor, and they able to clean up a lot of plays like that. Always getting the 50-50 ball.
Mount St. Mary's notorious for their pressing defense. I think Wagner presses even more this year. Banker goes for a Hunter Ware, the senior from Powder Springs, Georgia.
Again, good start by Bryant. They're not back on their heels. That's what I like. Wagner can get you back on your heels. He can be uncomfortable. It's good attack mode by Ware.
Bulldogs showing a little bite here in the first half.
You're good.
They've lost 8 in a row, but you wouldn't know it by the way they've played. Cooper misses. A second chance here for Saunders. Another 3.
Ramon Saunders off to a big-time start. Got 8 quick points for the Seahawks.
Last year was a lost season for Saunders when Wagner beat UConn in the opener. Saunders had 15 points. He got hurt late in the game, missed the rest of the year. Has come back this year and been a solid contributor in the starting lineup.
See, they're switching everything out front. They have the capability of doing that. But Adam Grant's been quiet.
Freeman got knocked down in the lane. And a foul against Bryant as we head to break with 15:01 left in the first half. Wagner on top.
To depart on him. In fact, what I understand is he now has such a great understanding of the game that fundamentally he's improved about 5 times. It's just made him so much of a better player. And I'm thinking, Dave, if Capstraw's kids did that and got hurt when he was coaching, he probably would still be on the bench.
Stop. No chance.
JoJo Cooper hits a 3, and Wagner up 13-9. By the way, my partner did have over 100 wins for the Seahawks. A jumper for Naduba.
Good quick answers by right here, right out of the timeout by both teams. Yeah, we're just going to talk about wins. We're not going to talk about losses.
By the way, the player that Paul was talking about, Saunders, off to the best start in this game. 3 out of 3, 2 for 2 from downtown. 8 points for the Seahawks. Bryant on the run. Adam Grant.
Yeah, but the Wagner's being careless with the basketball. That's their 3rd turnover in the beginning of this game right now. Not a great start for the Seahawks. Let's think about it. This is the top team in the league, and I'm impressed with Bryant the way they're coming out. Because you got to avoid the first-round knockout against a team like Wagner. A little switching. Both teams got to have enough athletic ability with their bigs to switch on basically almost all screens. Good effort right here by Grant.
Took it right away from Liggins. It goes for Brandon Carroll. Wagner isn't really running a traditional point guard managed offense right now. It's kind of an equal opportunity thing, and they're turning it over.
Yeah, they're getting casual with the ball. It's another turnover for a basket for Bryant. Again, Bryant showing no fear coming in here to the Spiro Center.
They've been in a lot of these games. They just haven't been able to finish it. They haven't had the same team on the floor all year. 17 different starting lineups, most in the country. That's how unstable they've been.
Some aggressive defense getting out, getting after it, Bryant. Here you got Adam Grant attacking and able to finish. We talked so much about Wagner's D, and here's Grant again. A little dribble handoff. He intercepts, and he takes it all the way and drops it off. And Carroll able to finish another play. Again, just an impressive start for the Bryant Bulldogs. How about Wagner can come off the bench, though, with their leading scorer, and Blake Francis out there right now.
Oh! 3-pointer good for Brandon Carroll, who is absolutely unconscious. This guy came in averaging just over 4 points per game. He has 10 already in the first 8 minutes.
He's one of those guys that looks tremendous in warm-ups, but you don't know, his game is going to come to him. He's got the perfect basketball physique. Here's Saunders.
Bryant gets the rebound. They're on a 9-0 run, and they've taken their largest lead. make it an 11-0 run. Hunter Ware, timeout Wagner.
Impressive job again, getting out and running the floor, and Hunter Ware finishing.
Coach Bashir Mason angry at his Seahawks. You know, they only give up about 67 points a game. They've already given up 20. He said, guys, it's not about the offensive end of the ball. It's all about defense. You guys are not supplying any ball pressure at all. He was very, very angry. Back to you.
Former Defensive Player of the Year in the CAA at Drexel. He knows all about it.
Yeah, he sure does. It's good possession right here. A lot of side-to-side action. Duba coming out.
Freeman missed the three, and it was poked out of bounds by Shaq Scott, who just checked in, a senior from Patterson, New Jersey, and Monroe College. There's Coach Mason, sixth youngest coach in Division I. He will turn 34 years old on Sunday.
Let's see this ball pressure that Coach Mason was talking about in the timeout.
Tanner Johnson in for Bryant.
Coach Mason is basically in a stance on the side, getting pumped up to get him to play hard. See that? Get forced a turnover. Great job by Chase Freeman getting into Naduba.
Naduba pushed off his first foul. Talked about JoJo Cooper, who has the ball now, being one of the most improved players in the NEC. So is Naduba, whose numbers have gone up unbelievably. Francis for three. That's good. Rattles it home.
That's what he does so well. 42% from three. Averages 18 points a game and comes off the bench for the Seahawks.
Third in the league in scoring. Fourth in three-point shooting. Naduba finds a man. That's good for three. It's Tanner Johnson.
Excellent job, Naduba and then Tanner Johnson. That's why he's getting an opportunity to play. He can really shoot it.
Francis. He'll be shooting three, run into by Adam Grant.
Now that's a reputation foul right there, right? Francis, you go over your scouting report, you want to challenge all his shots at the three-point line. That ends up being, that's a second foul by Adam Grant right there. A little decision by Tim O'Shea, and I bet he keeps him out there. I think you got to roll the dice in a game like this, right?
No, they have nothing to lose. They should ride it while they have it going now. Try to build a big lead. Grant.
Sure, that's what Coach O'Shea is talking about right now. You got to be smart, though, Adam. I'm going to keep you out there. Not just going to sub you out with two fouls in the first half. This is what Blake Francis does, right? This is what he does all year. Comes in, makes a three, then he gets fouled. Just can put up ridiculous numbers.
Tim O'Shea, the former head coach at Ohio University. Francis hits all three free throws, the 80% free throw shooter. Wagner's been pressing full court throughout the game.
They just kind of invade your space, you know? They kind of get in your personal space. They're annoying. They're there. They come right at you. They're in your bubble. You know what I mean?
Stay out of my sphere.
Yeah, get out of me.
Close talker. Three-pointer good for Naduba.
Even better. They're close talkers. That's what they are. Little Seinfeld. Nice job there, Poppy.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
No, now you're showing up.
Saunders. He'll be shooting two. Bryant really finding their shooters.
They sure are. They're working out in the corners. Good shot fake by Ikena Naduba and knocking it down. Bryant's making their shots. They're going to have to do that. You got to take threes, and they're going to have to make threes. It's a great equalizer, and so far they are getting it done. But it feels like, and this is one of the problems you have when you play a team like Wagner, you feel like Bryant should be up about 12 or 14 right now. They're going to be up 5. You know what I mean? They're playing great. And then Wagner just finding a way. They're kind of grinding it out at the free throw line now. They're hanging around. And you wonder if, can Bryant keep up this shooting?
And Wagner's made some threes to keep them in the game.
Well, it's a three-point shooting contest right now, and that's what's expected coming in.
Well, for a lot of teams in college and the pros, basketball is a three-point shooting contest.
The analytics tell you to do it, and if you got the players, let it happen.
Naduba for three.
That was some one-on-one defense by JoJo Cooper that entire possession.
Saunders. Blake Francis will be shooting 2.
That's the thing about Wagner. When you get a rebound, you got to make sure you secure it. They're just too active.
They're the best offensive rebounding team in the NEC.
Yeah. And you know what this team does, Wagner? They take the personality. And here's JoJo Cooper. He played this entire possession guarding the basketball. Look at him. Just getting all, like you said, Dave, he's a close talker. He is up India. And here's Wagner grinding it out now from the free throw line. Getting there. Francis again. 6 of 6 now, going for 7 of 7.
8 points for Francis off the bench, averages 18 a game for Bashir Mason.
I think this Wagner team takes on the personality of their coach. You know, Bashir Mason's like an all-business kind of guy. And I watch this Wagner team warm up. They are all business. It's like their entire approach.
A foul, a reach in on Blake Francis. Did your team take on your personality?
No, I knew that was coming. Yeah, that's why they were, I don't know what, they were. They
led the league in laughs.
They had a lot of laughs. They got a lot of one-liners. They had a lot of material. That's about it.
Bryant is led by 7, up by 3 here.
Yeah, see, a lot of teams have 1 or 2 guys that can guard the ball effectively. Wagner has an entire starting. But here's Francis getting after it.
Oh! Shaq Scott in your face off the lob. Point play here. 5 for 9 this year at the free throw line. Senior who went to the Robinson School.
How about this bench play of Wagner these guys coming off the bench and just they keep the pressure on with that also.
I think they're the deepest team in the league. 7-0 run for the Seahawks. Francis runs into, let's call him the ball carrier. It's like a football tackle that time. Hunter Ware knocked down.
Beauty of the replay, you can get an opportunity to get it right.
And it's a common foul on Ware, not on Francis.
Let's see if Bryant can compose themselves right now. Wagner on a bit of a run, especially with this guy. Better stay attached. Blake Francis.
See that electric shooting by Bryant, 11 for 14 from the field.
Yes, but only the score is time. Again, that's what Wagner would do to you.
Wagner's gotten to the line.
Yep.
Cooper, skip pass to Freeman. Long 3 for Francis.
Oh, that was an outstanding possession right there. Great ball movement, skip pass by Cooper, then the extra quick pass by Freeman.
Carroll lost it, and Bryant will have the basketball. 10-0 run here for the Seahawks to take the lead.
This is just an outstanding possession. Look at how quick that little hot potato pass by Freeman and then a rhythm shot by Blake Francis. It began, though, with the cross-court vision of JoJo Cooper. Can Bryant answer? They got to keep scoring. There's Carroll.
Carroll bullying his way in, and he was fouled by Shaq Scott.
Good aggressive play by this young freshman. Seen a lot of good stuff from him, and that time a back to the basket, strong move.
He can ball.
Yeah, he's done a lot of things so far in this game, Brandon Carroll. Rejection on one end, able to score off this play with his activity and his running the floor. Deep shooting ability. A lot to work with for Tim O'Shea and the Bulldogs with this guy, Brandon Carroll.
Coach O'Shea talked a lot about him, said he's a good student, he was a football player, really athletic, so we knew he'd be able to compete.
Yeah, his dad was a terrific player, played in Europe. Story is about three-point shooting, though. Both these teams are lighting it up.
Carroll with 12 points. 4 shy of his career high in the first half alone. 8:25 left in the first. Good one tonight in the NEC. Blake Francis.
Got it! Wow! Wow! Faded away under duress by Carroll. What a lean back.
The NEC has 2 St. Francis's and a Blake Francis.
Boy, that was going to the floor. Wow.
Boshko Koster, the senior from Australia, tied up by a couple Seahawks after that hustle.
Hey, well, watch Francis right here. He's going to be. This is contested. He's got that natural. Yeah, he didn't play around.
He's been limited the last 2 games with the flu. One of their better scorers, over 10 points a game. Wagner 6 for 9 from downtown. Bryant 3 out of 4. Some good shooting.
No, it's great shooting.
Carroll for 3. Scott. Freeman. Scott again. Got it! And he's fouled.
Excellent job knowing your teammates so well. And bench points for Wagner, led by that guy, Blake Francis.
Shaq Scott has the other 5 points. He on a couple of lobs. Last foul on Adam Grant. He's playing with 3 fouls as Shaq Scott completes a 3-point play. Wagner takes their largest lead.
Yeah, they inserted Shaq Scott into the game. A.J. Sunbury hasn't played all that much, and he has been impactful. Certainly quick enough defensively to bother Brandon Carroll, who is scoring points early.
Both teams shooting above 60%. Bryant shooting above 70%.
Yeah, Bryant's got to get something, though, here. They're stagnant now.
That 3 won't go, but JoJo Cooper fouled Naduba. First foul. Paul Dottino, what's cooking?
Dave, Tim O'Shea very concerned about his team's morale. Wagner went on that double-digit run, and he understands in this building Wagner can blow you out in a hurry. He told his guys, look, just concentrate, continue to play defense. In particular, he told Adam Grant, I know you got 3 fouls. I know it's tough, but keep your head in the game, stay poised. Let's weather the storm. He's leading them on the floor.
Well, they had the early burst. See if they have another burst in them. Free throw good for Naduba, who is a 77% shooter, 10th in the league. 16-3 run for the Seahawks to jump back in front in this game. The Boston native, Naduba, hits them both.
Little zone defense for the first time by Bryant. Both teams are playing strictly man. We'll give it a look. Got to keep an eye on number 3, Blake Francis. See if he gets a look. Here he is.
Great ball movement to Cooper. That's 3 from Saunders.
You called it, Dave. The unselfishness of this Wagner team is really impressive. Good quick pass by Saunders, resulting in an open 3. And again, the ball pressure by JoJo Cooper.
Naduba dribbled it off his foot.
They wear you down, right? They just kind of grind you. It's like erosion. I'll guard you all game long, and you're going to get tired of me. That's what JoJo Cooper can do to somebody. That's a great possession. Just moving the ball.
7 for 10, Wagner from downtown. Cooper, a 39% three-point shooter, much improved. Last year, just 26%. Wagner overall on a 19-4 run. Cooper for 3. Again! 8 3-pointers in the first half for Wagner. They take their largest lead.
Lighten it up. Wow. Just confidently. They got so many different guys that just line up without hesitation. There it is.
Stolen by Francis. Francis with a circus shot. Bryant needs time. Wagner rolling right now.
They sure are. Now their defense is starting to grind out plays.
Here on CBS Sports Network, Wagner has got the beat. They were down by 7, and they're on a 24-4 run, keyed by Blake Francis.
Yeah, he's shooting it, but everybody's shooting it. A lot of the plays have been set up by perfect passes. Unselfish plays that have resulted in rhythm threes. Not one-on-one three.
We can now see why Wagner is 17-6, 10-2 in the NEC in first place. Tanner Johnson.
Got to finish that. He getting an opportunity on a backdoor cut. I love Saunders the way he sees the floor.
Saunders gets it back.
The unselfishness. This is why this team has a chance for some really great things this year. Blake Francis could have definitely shot that ball, but you know Saunders was been setting up guys all half long also. So why not reward him? What a good team atmosphere.
Brendan Carroll getting loose for the dunk.
Yeah, that was impressive. Again, he gets up easy. Good drop off by Nadubo. And can this get Bryant going? Feels like they haven't gotten a stop in a long time.
Carroll has 14. Naduba has 9 for the Bulldogs.
See, the ball doesn't stick with one. Look at that vision.
Saunders lost it. Stolen by Naduba. Trapped.
One more pass out of a trap.
That three is good for Adam Grant.
See if that gets him going again. Adam Grant, their leading scorer, relatively quiet, only 5 points so far. Can Bryant just kind of hang around? Like, he came out with great composure, confidence.
Francis.
He misses.
Amazing. He's a zone buster. Couldn't get it that time.
Dangerous, so he's one of those guys that goes up to shoot it and you think it's going in. Excellent drop-off pass by Nadubo and the effortless athleticism. And then Adam Grant knocking it down. So a little bit of leverage right now by Bryant. Can they keep it going?
Carroll. Wow. Strong move, and he's fouled. A revelation for the Bulldogs.
You know the thing about Brandon Carroll, it's like he's good now, but what's he going to be? He moves way too easy. He looks like, a guy that plays at different levels, the way he moves. I just didn't know he could finish plays until today. I mean, he's had some decent games, but this is clearly his breakout game, breakout half. And the versatility in his game, blowing me away.
17 points, a new career high. He had gone for 16 at Dartmouth, 15 at Albany.
Yeah, this is in the first half, though. This is one half of play.
Yep.
That's what happens when freshmen get playing time, right? They get a chance. They can get a lot better. You got to stop. You got to get the rebound.
Saunders.
There's another reset. First of all, Wagner's an outstanding offensive rebounding team, and Bryant's in zone, so the guards got to get back and help you rebound.
A lot of long rebounds here as Wagner's been firing away from deep. Bryant, one of the worst rebounding teams in the league, 9th in margin. Saunders, 3. Freeman goes into the third row chasing that one.
Yeah.
45-38. Wagner on top here at home. 3:11 left in the first half. Normally pretty good. 36% is third in the NEC, but tonight they are on another level. Francis has 16.
Yeah, I like their 10 assists. I think their 10 assists are impressive also. I think, again, the threes just don't happen. The unselfishness has led to open threes. And the ball doesn't stick with this Wagner team.
Saunders for 3. Again. Wow. Wagner is 9 for 15 from downtown.
They distorted the zone, and then Ramon Saunders stepped out to the top of the key. He's got his feet set and drained it.
60% from the arc. Tanner Johnson. Off to Naduba. Bryant led by 7 early, down by 10 here. That three, good for Boshko Koster, who is second in the NEC, shooting about 44%.
41 points by Bryant. That's a heck of a first half. a very entertaining game right now. These guys are putting it over. Look at that pass by Saunders. That was beautiful. In traffic, going underneath and getting it to Sunbury.
A.J. Sunbury, the Quinnipiac transfer. Oh, don't turn your head. Ryan Lehman, the freshman out of Massachusetts.
Excellent job. Again, get to the interior, trying to play through the zone, not around the zone. You got to like that. They're mixing it up. Saunders is really dangerous in the mid-post area. And then Sunbury can clean up garbage. Look at that. Unselfish kick out.
Francis misses the three, but Sunbury is there. And he connects. Back-to-back buckets for A.J. Sunbury, the redshirt junior from East Windsor, New Jersey. By the way, their last basket was Naduba for Bryant.
Look at this. Oh.
The lefty pass and a traveling violation on Coster.
You know, Sunbury gets you thinking differently under there. You know, when you get the ball, you know his reputation, and Coster got a little bit ahead of himself.
I think he was fouled.
You are tough. you are never giving anybody a break. You don't want anything going back to man for Bryant. They can't rebound out of that zone defense. They have trouble out of man and zone. It was too easy for Sunbury to give multiple shot opportunities. Saunders played really well.
Crossover. Nothing there. Wanted a foul.
Carroll's got to keep going up like that on the defensive back. Ooh, almost.
Backcourt violation. Tim, I've never seen this before. Bryant is shooting 77% from the field, and they're down 9 right now. A reminder that coming up, AT&T at the half.
Turnovers, a lot of free throws for Wagner. Turnovers, three-point shooting by Wagner. More shot attempts. Some empty trips by Bryant. They turned it over and they haven't gotten to the line. And here's Francis. Yeah. Whoa. See, Carroll's got to keep doing that. He can really elevate. Get on that backboard defensively to help out your team.
Second foul on Sunbury came over the back on Carroll. Free throw opportunity here for Brandon Carroll. Just 58% this year, but limited opportunities at the line.
Sometimes when you play different time games, you get worried how your team might react to a 5 o'clock start. It's like happy hour here, right? These guys are playing. This is fun. Guys are lighting it up.
They're wide awake. That was the 6th foul, not the 7th, so not a shooting situation as Adam Grant brings it up. Kind of a quiet first half for the Bryant leading scorer. Stolen by Francis. He had a man. Doesn't need it. 18 first half points for Blake Francis off the bench. 4 seconds left in the half. Naduba. The tip. Bunko. An entertaining first half here on Staten Island. Bryant led by 7 early. Wagner went up by 13 at one point. And they take first to have 100-plus wins. My partner, Tim Castro.
Oh, yeah. Well, don't say how many losses, though, huh? Don't surprise me with these kind of things here.
Mum's the word. Yeah, he's 13 wins shy of the capper. And I don't think he's going to catch Herb Sutter anytime soon.
No.
Who had 352 total wins.
Well, Sunbury on the offensive backboard right there. Yeah, can Bryant take care of the basketball up the floor, right? I mean, for the beginning of the half, you get a little tired against Wagner because they just keep this pressure on all game long. Here it is right there. JoJo Cooper denying it.
Cooper was already one of the best defensive players in the league. He's added the offense. He is one of only 2 players in the U.S. with 14 points, 5.5 boards, 6 assists, and 1.5 steals. Only the 2nd player in the country this year to do it. Only 9 players in the last 25 years have had that combination of stats.
And here's a turnover right here by Bryant. It just, again, being uncomfortable. The competitiveness, the fitness level of this Wagner team. Led by this guy. I mean, he's the head of the snake right here, JoJo Cooper. And they're going to play zone. Again, the biggest issue is rebounding the ball, but Wagner shoots it. They hit the middle of it well with Saunders. He had 4 assists in the first half.
Wagner going really small. Francis out there with Freeman and Cooper in the backcourt. Saunders for 3.
He's having a huge game as Ramon Saunders. Lighting it up. It's his 18th point. Again, I said 4 assists. And the three-point shooting barrage continues.
He's 4 for 8 from downtown. Wagner 10 for 19. Foul on Cooper. He fouled Brandon Carroll.
Good patience against his own defense, and they've done this a few times. Saunders will be in the middle of the zone, and then he steps out. He distorts the rotations defensively of the 2-3 zone, and he just sets his feet and drains it.
Second foul on Cooper. Naduba lost it. Cooper in transition. He'll be shooting 2.
You know, Dave, you alluded earlier in the first half about Bashir Mason being the, Colonial Athletic Conference Defensive Player of the Year. You know, the team takes on the identity of their coach. Is it more evident than what they're doing right now, and just guarding and just stealing the basketball and playing hard?
They've already created 10 turnovers. Bashir played at St. Benedict's, was an assistant for Danny Hurley here at Wagner 2 years before Danny went up to Rhode Island, and he's had such great success up there.
The team has an identity. You know what I mean? You're going to be, if you're coming here, you better be ready to play defense, play as hard as you can. But there is some offensive confidence, a swagger that this team has. And again, I like the way the ball is popping around the floor. I was really impressed with how many assists there were in that first half.
Cooper has a dozen. Naduba off to Tanner Johnson for 3.
Bryant's got to be able to answer with three-point shooting. Tanner Johnson can do that.
He has 6. Another 3. Blake Francis.
I was thinking if they win it at halftime, these teams will cool off. Nothing doing in here. Oh, almost another answer.
Out of bounds to Bryant. I mean, unbelievable. Wagner already tied their season high for 3s in a half with 9, and they have 11 now.
Zero hesitation. That's after Tanner Johnson knocks one down for the corner from Bryant. So 3's company today, that's for sure.
Little Jack Tripper.
Yeah, nice job.
Carroll can't get it. What in the name of Suzanne Summers is going on around here? Saunders for 3!
Oh, baby. Wow. Lighten it up. Just keep on shooting. You know, as you get closer to the conference tournaments, becomes so important, and that is going to be an outstanding game.
Austin Peay has won 4 in a row. Murray State 5 in a row. The Racers have Jonathan Stark over 20 points a game, the OVC's leading scorer. Wagner, meanwhile, has shot the lights out here at the Spiro Center. They're on a 14-5 run to take their largest lead. 27 points off the bench, led by Blake Francis. Tanner Johnson hits for Bryant.
Oh, trying to get the quick answer, and the mistakes by JoJo Cooper are few and far in between. Oh, fired up on that one. Here's Tanner Johnson turning the corner. Good job. Avoiding contact, utilizing the glass. Bryant got the toughness to make this game interesting. Let's see if they do.
Naduba's been a little loose.
Yeah, he's got to get well,
with the ball.
Yeah, that's going to happen. Again, Wagner can make caffeine nervous. Right? They just got, they're tough.
Naduba gets the roll. He has 13.
Well, he elevates the shooter. He's got a pretty looking game to him.
3rd in the league in assists, 5th in steals, 7th in assist to turnover ratio. One of the most improved players in the league. He's gone from 6 to 13.5 points per game.
Good defense that time by Naduba. Got a little switch here. Somebody's got a mouse in the house. He's going to try to take him.
Somebody double teamed and fouled.
Excellent job attacking the switch as Nagubo went down to play Sunbury, and Wagner identified that and got the ball to Sunbury.
First foul on Bosko Koster. Blake Francis, who has 21 points to lead all scorers. Saunders also has 21. Cooper. Sunbury is fouled again. 8 offensive rebounds for Wagner.
And when Sunbury's been in there and there's been a miss, Wagner hasn't missed that many. So that's a large percentage of offensive rebounds, the way they're shooting the ball. And zone defense allowing Sunbury to get to the weak side, really clean up the glass.
It's a good point. They've only missed 16 shots, and they've rebounded half of their misses.
Yeah.
Sunbury hits them both. Shaq Scott re-enters for Wagner, provided some excitement, scoring on a couple lobs in the first half.
Yeah, he entered the game. Remember, the bench entered the game for Wagner. I mean, it was Blake Francis for the most part, but Shaq Scott is in the middle of an awful lot of some athletic plays, and his defense was outstanding on this guy, Brandon Carroll. See if Brandon Carroll gets aggressive again. He had an excellent first half.
Naduba's 3. Carroll will go get it himself, and he is fouled by Scott. Third foul on Scott.
I go back to the timeout when Wagner was down 20-13, and Paul Dottino listened in and said that Coach Bashir Mason was getting after him about defense. And boy, did this Seahawk team respond. Here's Johnson trying to get it off. Koster elevate.
Johnson again, a deep 3. Does not get the roll. Rebounded by Elijah Davis, in for the first time, the junior from the Bronx. Going coast to coast.
How about that? Some guys are just players. He just looks like a player, Elijah Davis. He's getting after, do a little bit of everything.
Played at Lincoln High School.
Oh, rail splitter.
In Brooklyn.
He got game.
That's right. Played with Isaiah Whitehead of the Nets and Desi Rodriguez of Seton Hall. Blocking foul as Koster goes into the Wagner defender, Davis. Davis is into the game and picking up where the rest of the Seahawks.
Thank you. Back to you guys.
Great job.
Okay, Paul, thanks a lot. And we're still friends with Walt, even though he fired the Capitals.
Yeah. He's a great man. He's a great man. I tell you what, those guys, they're 5-hour energy guys, both of those two guys working together, aren't they? Holy cow. They're the spokespeople for 5-hour energy.
Walt is the longtime football coach here at Wagner, in addition to being the athletic director. Koster misses the free throw, rebounded by A.J. Sunbury. It's been an entertaining game here in the NEC tonight, just about 5 minutes into the second half. Bryant led it early. Wagner went on a 24-4 run to take control. See the three-point shooting. Both teams have been tremendous. Davis gets the roll.
Elijah Davis has got a game to him. Right? He can handle it. He's got a New York City. You're right. Lincoln High School. You can see it in the way he plays. In between size, but can do a little bit of everything.
3 on the way. Will not go for Brandon Carroll, who's done just about everything else right tonight.
Here he is again. Watch Davis.
Finds Sunbury for the jam.
Another basketball play. Elijah Davis comes in and he's putting on a clinic.
Taking over.
You know, he's one of those multi-positional guys. He's inside, he's outside.
A foul on Sunbury as Carroll tried to take it into the teeth of the defense, his third.
Well, a theme has been unselfishness all game long, and watch what Davis does right here. Gets up, gets the defense to bite, and then drops it off. And the 17th assist of the game for Wagner.
See Bashir Mason talking with his childhood friend Donald Copeland, the former Seton Hall star, now an assistant coach for this team. They make a good duo. There's Copeland on the left, had a long professional career.
Mike Babel, you got Winston Smith. Their staff, they don't want to play those guys. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, that would be an interesting workout right now. They maybe get 4 guys on the Wagner team to go against their staff. Nah, that might be pushing a little bit. Training staff might have to show up. It could get ugly. A lot of injuries, a lot of pulled hamstring. Where's the staff? Those guys just look like they can still play. Doing an unbelievable job.
They have this team in first place. Nigel Jackson in for the first time for Wagner, wearing 0, posting up. Francis, and they get him on an offensive foul. They got Jackson setting an illegal screen. Jackson, the freshman from Baltimore, he's missed 6 straight games due to injury, trying to make a comeback here.
There's Adam Grant. He's been neutralized throughout this game. Fouls have hurt him, but the Wagner defense has really hurt him. Blake Francis, they keep it on the side of the floor, right? They steer you, they try to keep it on one side. There's Carroll with the drive.
Brandon Carroll has been the story tonight for Bryant. He has not come out of the game. He has 18 points, 5 rebounds, an assist, a blocked shot.
You know, Bryant's not far away from being a team that could really do damage next year. You got this guy, you know, Tim O'Shea. You get a player or two. Got some guys sitting out. He's had some bad luck with injuries this year. And a guy like this has been able to play so many minutes because of that. And he is going to be, Brandon Carroll's going to be outstanding.
His best player, Nizre Zuzwa, transferred up.
That's right. Cooper
will go to the line for Wagner. Hunter Ware on the foul. That's his 4th foul. You mentioned the defensive job that Wagner has done on Adam Grant. That is no easy feat. He averages almost 18 a game, almost 20 a game in NEC play, just 5 points tonight.
You know, you start thinking about the Northeast Conference right now. You do the end of the year awards. This guy on the line right now has got to be a part of it, right? Could he be? Now, is it out of the question because of the way he fills up his stat sheet? And this is going to be an argument, I think. I think he could be a player of the year candidate. I really do. Forget about first team. I think he's a player of the year candidate with all the things JoJo Cooper does for a team. But then I'm watching the rest of this Wagner team. They're pretty good also. But he is the leader, number 10, defensively right here.
I don't know that they're in first place without him. He's had a tremendous year, but Mount St. Mary's would be nowhere without Junior Robinson, their 5'5 senior. Cooper proved me wrong. Carroll hits it.
Excellent job staying with it after Nigel Jackson was on the ball. He stayed with it. I know, Junior Robinson is a special player. Absolutely.
Blake Francis, no.
You just start thinking around the league, you know, the different guys. And, you know, we'll get a chance to talk about it. You watch the kick-up pass by Elijah Davison and Ramon Saunders with another assist. His 6th of the game.
Joel Hernandez from LIU has been tremendous. Keith Braxton from St. Francis U.
Love his all-around game.
Had a triple-double the other night.
I have not seen Tyler Coles out of Central Connecticut, but I've heard unbelievable things.
He's had a big year. Deshaun Burke from Robert Morris has had a big year.
Well, there have been a lot of guys. Hernandez played very well. Good stroke there by Naduba.
His second 3, 16 points for Ikena Naduba. Bryant hanging around, 12:20 left in the ball game. That 3 way off from Davis, but rebounded by Jackson. They're out there with Freeman and Saunders and Davis.
Ryan Lehman right there guarding the basketball, getting an opportunity here for Bryant, number 5.
Saunders, no. Francis.
They're just crushing the backboard all game long, and there's Saunders again. Wagner just keeps getting in there. Here's Blake Francis.
4 chances for Wagner, unable to convert. Grant turned it over. 11:35 left here in the NEC. Wagner leads it 75-58 over Bryant.